Hello again, and welcome to part 3, the grand finale of the opening extravaganza of Soulful. Also just known as episode 3. And my name is Drew, Andrew J. Assini for official purposes, but just Drew from here on out. And in this third episode, I'm going to share a little bit with you about the sweet spot that I find myself in life in general, and also in the work that I'm doing with folks. And then I think I'm going to close up the extravaganza here and this particular episode with some love and gratitude and appreciation towards the end. So that's the game plan for this episode. And I'm currently enjoying the last week of my time here in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. Been here for a couple months now. And yeah, I love me some Playa. I love it a little more in the winter months. It's been like dumb hot here for at least a month. Like July and August in Florida, hot. Except no thunderstorms or rain showers midday. So just like gross hot all day. But actually the last day or two, the rains have started to come in. So it's cooled things off a bit. But regardless, I'm ready to boogie. I'm ready to go spend the summer in New Jersey, hanging out with the fam, swimming in Grammy and Poppy's pool. Looking forward to hanging out with the little nuggets too. And also seeing some familiar faces. So if you're in the South Jersey neighborhood, definitely give me a shout. I'll be around. I can see myself doing a couple events or talks or something in the South Jersey area over the next month or two, over the course of this summer, especially with the book coming next month. So, yeah. And maybe more on the book here shortly as well. Because I'm super excited, for that. Like I said, man, I find myself in a really cool moment in time or moment in my life. I'm living location independent and just enjoying the ride. Doing some really cool and fulfilling creative projects, the podcast here. I've also written, and I just got back a copy from the editor for the book, which is The Cornerstones, Investing in Authenticity, which, it's a short book. It's only like maybe 60-ish pages, because really it's just a kind of like a field guide for investing in the cornerstones, which is my framework that I use with folks. And really it forms the foundation of my own life too. So so excited for the book to come out. And in upcoming episodes, I'm going to share about the book, about authenticity, about inauthenticity. So stay tuned for some of those vibes. And that is really the sweet spot I find myself in. That my life is currently as authentic as it's ever been. Right? Like I am living as myself as freely as I ever have. I'm free to be me and go and come as I please. I don't really to answer to anybody or any institutions or any bosses or nothing. I don't have to fit into boxes or squeeze into shirts and ties or, or play a role in a job. I don't have to be anything other than myself, which, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. And I would have never thought that this, like being myself would have been the prize. Like I spent a long time, a lot of years wanting to be anything or anyone else. I spent a lot of time and effort and energy trying to run away from myself and turn myself off, numb myself. And then, before that, I spent a lot of time sacrificing or abandoning myself, trying to manage everything around me. And so, yeah, after like a decade or two of trying to be anywhere else but here and anyone else but myself, yeah, I love being here and now and me. And yeah, it's cool, man. Definitely counterlogical. Not how I thought the story was going to go, but surprise, I'm the prize. Getting to be myself. Yeah. Because it turns out I'm actually, I'm all right. I mean, I like myself most of the time. And, and then the times where I'm still a knucklehead or I still get caught up, I have a lot more grace and understanding for myself. And I tend to get lost for shorter periods of time, right? Or I get spiraled out a little less often, a little less frequently. And, I spend a lot more time here, home, as myself, kind of resting in a presence-oriented experience that it just feels really good. There's a lot of peace here. There's a lot of ease. And then it allows me to move in my life in ways that feel good for me, that honor my gut instincts and heart smarts, and let me show up in relationships that I want to show up in, more loving, more compassionate, more patient. So, yeah, man. It's really cool. Really cool to be here and now. And it makes all the scars and the head bumps and the walls slammed into, all worth it to have arrived here. And really, this is the spot or the focus or the goal maybe of the work I do with folks as well. All right, so I shared a little bit last episode about some of the hats I've worn and some of the roles I've been in. And so as I have grown into and then out of the therapist counselor role, and with a brief stop in the coaching world, but that felt weird and yeah, it wasn't the right size shoe for Cinderella here. Yeah, the spot I'm in now, the term I've used the most is as a guide, but actually more recently I've stopped really caring what I'm called. I'm pretty adamant that I'm not a therapist. So if folks refer to our work as therapy or, refer to me as a therapist or a counselor, I will correct them, because for me, it's about more than just my role or, my title. It's the paradigm that we're working within, right? So as a therapist, as a counselor for years, I did therapy and counseling with folks. And a lot of people have an understanding of what therapy is and how to approach it, how often they go, what they get from it. And that's cool. And that's beneficial for a lot of people. But that's not my jam. That's not the work that I'm doing, that I'm built for. And so then that's why I will frequently correct folks. I'm like, this is not therapy. I call it self-discovery. Because the work I'm doing with folks currently, and really my approach to life, it's all about learning. It's all about discovering more about ourselves, paying attention to ourselves, learning about ourselves and how we show up in the world, and then also intentionally investing our time and attention and energy in certain practices. So those are the cornerstones. And when we proactively, intentionally approach our life and how we participate in it, yeah, it generally is a bit cooler of an experience that honors what we're really about and what we bring to the table. So I'm much more in a self-discovery learning bubble, and then I'm facilitating that kind of learning using the system, this framework of the cornerstones. And I love it because I feel like it's equal parts like the deeper healing and intimacy and awareness of therapy, along with the learning of like school or an educational experience. Because I'm not really, like doing therapy on people, healing people, fixing people. Like there's a time and a place for that for other folks, in their journey or where they're at. And, it's both the clients and the helpers. But for me, that's not really the jam anymore. I'm not trying to diagnose people. I'm definitely not trying to mess with like the insurance noise or chase money and like the treatment game or the treatment industry. I'm also really not trying to hang out with folks who still need to be convinced that maybe they shouldn't do really dumb things. Like if you have a particular coping behavior that's killing you, like you should probably not do that. And someone should help you realize that you shouldn't do that. And that someone is no longer me. Like I did my time in the trenches, supporting folks who were very early in their contemplation or even pre-contemplation stages. And and that work is for other wonderful beings at this time. For me, I'm much more available for folks that already have recognized like, hey, there's something going on here. I want to take a closer look. I want to do something about it. I want to invest my time, my attention, my energy in doing something about it and maybe creating a new quality of experience. And and then we can go to some really cool places. Yeah. So this is where I'm at now. Helping folks learn about themselves so that they can then honor what they learn and live more authentically. And that's the same thing I'm doing. Like I am continuing to learn about myself in ways that help support me honor myself, right? And create a life that's super cool and super aligned and feels really good for me. And my version of life currently does not appeal to a lot of people. Like when folks ask me, like, oh, like, I'm here in Mexico. Like, oh, where's home? Or are you on vacation? I'm like, I'm right here. Like home is where I am. I got family that I love to visit in Jersey. And there's wonderful people I know all over the world, but there is nowhere else. I'm just where I'm at. So maybe I'm just, indulging in glorified homelessness. Maybe, and maybe that's like super terrifying or definitely not your cup of tea, to just be wandering the planet with a bag or two. But for me, at this moment in time, at this season of my life, it's been beautiful. I don't see myself being a nomad forever. Like I think at some point or another, I'd like to drop roots again and, and have that quality of experience. Because there's definitely pros and cons to being rooted or to being a Rolling Stone. But yeah, so at some point I think roots will come again, but I'm not going to force it. And yeah, and I'm just going to keep leaning in, trust in life, trust in the universe, allowing it to work its magic through me and in my life. And yeah, that also means at times, I'm not rolling with a huge bank account of monies, which I've had conversations with folks. Yeah, conversations with folks, and they kind of are baffled by my ability to just wander around the globe without thinking too far into the future. But hey, man, I was telling one friend this recently that I might not have a lot of monies in the dollars bank account, but I'm like a gabillionaire when it comes to like faith and trust. Like that bank account is loaded, and so having that kind of faith and trust in life, in the universe, allows me to take swan dives and leaps of faith, and then be wonderfully surprised. I also have an amazing group of folks that love me and support me and occasionally bail me out of situations too. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. I tried to do the like live by the life rules, do the job thing, 40 hours a week plus. Like I tried to do the things that I thought I was supposed to do to be able to succeed in life so that I could be happy or, content. And playing the game that way, it kind of sucked. Like I did not enjoy life according to other people's ideas and checklists, and for a while I fought back against that. But then at some point I was just like, wait, what am I doing? Like, that's just not for me. So I can let that go. And then I can take my energy and actually invest it in learning more about myself and honoring what I'm learning, right? And then living in a way that feels good. And so, yeah. So now I wander the globe and hang out and do creative stuff that I love to do. And then I got folks that I work with, on this kind of work, which is just so amazing to be a part of other people's processes as they're coming into greater awareness and greater compassion for themselves, and more self-acceptance, and then living in a way that honors who and what they really are and what they're about. So cool, man. And it really does feel like that's as close to like my purpose as I've found so far in this life. Like I'm here to help folks, honor themselves. And I'm here for more than that, but that definitely feels like a main reason or a main purpose for my existence, at least. Because when I'm doing it, I feel amazing and synchronicities are everywhere. But when I'm not, I feel kind of dry and less inspired. So being in service to folks that are learning how to live as their wonderful selves in this crazy world has been amazing. And then I also teach some classes, some college classes online too, to help pay the bills. Because, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting older, so I'm getting a little more practical too. Like, I'm not like full-blown wandering hippie. I'm also, I make some practical decisions so that, I can eat and stuff and have air conditioning and Wi-Fi. So, but I'm cool with it. Like the decisions I've made and the compromises I've made at this point in my life feel good, and they're according to, what feels right for me. Which is the coolest way that I've known life, at least in these 43 years so far. All right. That feels good. I'm going to circle back, maybe touch a thing or two, and then I want to close up this opening extravaganza. Yeah, I get a little carried away with myself sometimes. So apologies, but also you're welcome. But yeah, I want to close up these first 3 episodes here with, which is a lot of love and gratitude and appreciation for a bunch of folks. So yeah, hanging out in Mexico. Life is pretty cool. Doing cool stuff. Learning with people. I'm not a therapist anymore. I don't do therapy. I don't want to just hear you talk about the same stuff over and over again. I don't care what your copay is. All right. Like, I'm here for folks who have recognized the benefits and the value that come from investing in themselves, from doing this work. And so maybe you've been doing therapy and it's been cool and beneficial and helpful. Maybe you've been in a process of recovery or healing, and you know how cool life can be when you're really doing your thing, right? Investing in your process or your program. Right? So like, you know what's possible. And then I'm here to meet you there, to take you to what you might not even realize is possible. Because this thing, man, it really feels like there's no ceiling. That the more that I honor myself and learn about myself and invest in myself, then it just gets cooler and cooler. Like, the magic of life becomes much more obvious. There's a lot more letting go and a whole lot less of holding on or fighting against the tides of life. Like, today, I'm much more capable of recognizing and appreciating the beauty of life's movements, because I'm not so caught up in who I think I am and how I need things to be. It's such a gift, such a blessing. So if you're down for investing in yourself, or you're on a journey and you know how cool it can get, or you're just starting to get a taste or a feel for how cool it can get, this is your rocket ship. This is your wavelength. We're jamming here on on the Authenticity Radio Network, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's the frequency here. Yeah, cool. Anything else feels important? Nah. No, we'll leave it there for now. Because the next burst for next week, I'm going to share a little bit around inauthenticity, right? As I have known it and experienced it, right? Like living out of alignment, and some of the stuff around that. And then also we'll get into some cornerstone stuff soon as well. Yeah, cool. All right, so this is where I'm at. It feels good. Bada boom, bing, boom, bang. And and then we'll just close this thing up with a whole lot of love and gratitude for, really, like everybody in my life at this point. Like if we've connected, if we've spent time together, if we've shared, some rough spots or some beautiful spots, if we trade messages occasionally on WhatsApp or Facebook, if we bump into each other randomly here and there, if you've been a part of this trip that I've been on, if we've shared time together, like, thank you for being part of the adventure. And that goes, in this moment at least, that goes for folks that, I just feel so comfortable with, that I feel seen and recognized by, that there's a real mutual kind of recognition and flow and appreciation. Right. That goes for y'all. And it also goes for the folks who have been, who have been gracious enough to provide me with tons of opportunities. And I'm trying to spin it, but in this moment, I'm grateful for, all the knuckleheads too. Yeah. And I'm saying that also aware that I am a knucklehead in many people's stories as well. All right. And a lot of times we're not in charge of that. Like we don't get to pick what role we play in other people's stories sometimes. Yeah. Because I know in some stories I'm pretty cool. In other stories, maybe I'm more of a villain. In other stories, I'm just some rando background character. So, but in this moment, there's a gratitude and appreciation for everybody that's played all of the roles. Because again, without everything as it has been, then there is no this moment like it is. Yeah. And it's happened over and over again in my life where like the thing that I thought was the coolest turned into a whole lot of like pain and lessons. And then those lessons and that pain then delivered the greatest blessings yet. Yeah. And so, like I was saying before, man, it's been really cool to deepen in my appreciation and ability to witness the magic of life and how things unfold. Yeah. So if we've spent some time together in one way or another, thank you. Thanks for existing. Thanks for being yourself. Thanks for being on your path. And then I got to give a lot of love and gratitude and appreciation for my immediate family for being on this roller coaster of a trip that includes myself. My mom, my dad, my sister, my brother-in-law, the Nuggets, my niece and nephews. It's like the immediate family circle. And it's been beautiful. It hasn't always been easy. We're all characters, and but the one thing that's never been in question, is the love. Right? There's been a whole lot of, like I love you, but I don't like you right now moments, over the years. But just the love. Love has always been there, and so just a lot of gratitude and appreciation for knowing that, that love endures above and beyond and through anything and everything. Because we're talking about, a family where a member, myself, right, 6 years of active addiction. I spiraled into, and again, I'll just say this. Like I spiraled into like chaos and then shared that chaos with a lot of folks, especially my immediate family, very frequently. We're talking, late teens, early 20s, which is already like a challenging time. And then my sister's 4 years younger, so she was, coming up in that. And so that wasn't easy. It also wasn't easy for me, like being younger with my extended family. But there's been lots of pockets, lots of periods and chapters where, things have been challenging. But I think we've done pretty good. Shit. I'm really looking forward to going home next week and hanging out by the pool with my dad and my mom and my sister and my brother-in-law and the kids, and and going to the kids' sports games and hanging out with my pops, and then I got a cool plan to go do cool stuff with my mom too. So it feels good to be at this point in the journey, having been through everything that we've been through, and having some recognition that it's beautiful. And there's no way that I'm here in this moment without the love and support of my family. So love y'all. Thank y'all very much. I know in the past I gave y'all a hard time. I'm going to continue to give y'all a hard time. I think we understand that now. But but there's just so much love. So Love y'all. See you soon. And then I also wanted to just have some gratitude and appreciation for anybody and everybody who's walking a walk of healing or learning or growth or recovery or awakening or spirituality, whatever it is. If you are choosing or you were forced into living a life that turns hardship and pain and struggle into awareness and compassion and grace, you're amazing. And I have so much respect, so much love for you. So grateful that you are leaning into your journey. Because, selfishly, or, however, whatever, we'll say selfishly, like, it makes me feel less alone, like, right off the rip, like when I'm able to hang out and see other people who are choosing to live in a way that's more authentic or more honest or, more aligned with their own truths. It's inspiring. It's encouraging. It reminds me to keep going. And then when all of us that are doing this, that are living like this, as we're moving through our lives, we're setting examples for other folks to also recognize. And this is the medicine for a really lost, sick society or world, or however you want to say it. And a lot of us, we didn't arrive here nobly. Like, I know I didn't. I didn't like wake up one morning and was like, I will live authentically to shine as a bright example. Like, I was a knucklehead who fell into a deep, dark hole and wanted to die, but didn't. And then I got spit out for whatever reason. And, and then I was led and guided and supported by a bunch of wonderful beings. So, like, when people are like, oh man, Drew, you're clean for 18 years. Amazing. That's so good. I'm like, it's not really noble. Like I appreciate the support and the love, but like, I'm only here because like I wanted to die and I did it. So if you didn't like choose this life, if this life chose you, I get it. But that doesn't mean we don't also deserve some recognition and appreciation and gratitude for continuing to show up to lean into this kind of living. Because it's not easy. It's not easy to face fears and face demons and look deep in the mirror and feel feelings that you don't want to feel and, show up in relationships in ways that are challenging and scary. Like, it's not easy to walk this walk. But when we do, it's so amazing on a personal level, but also as far as the impact that we create, the ripples we send out into the world. Like, how many people see us leaning into vulnerability in a scary moment? How many people see us showing up even though we don't want to, right? How many times are we an example to someone else of what is possible? It's, it gets me all fired up thinking about it. The ripples and the ripples and the ripples. So thank you for living the way you're doing it. If this is you, thank you. Because like I said, it makes me feel a little less weird and alien and alone in this world. And it also is super inspiring and encouraging for those moments where we forget or we get a little caught up. So lots of love and gratitude for everybody on this wavelength, walking this walk, living this life. Lots of love and gratitude for all the characters in my life that have played all the roles. Lots of love and gratitude for the fam. Love y'all. Thank you for hanging in here with me. I'm not a bargain, but I'm a keeper. I know it ain't been easy, but it's always worth it. I promise. Just hang in there. I'm saying that to my family and anybody else too. Yeah. Yeah, because I was thinking about that recently too. It's like I'm a pretty awesome dude. I like myself a lot more these days, and I'm able to show up in ways that are really cool. So I feel good about myself, but I'm still knucklehead sometimes in a way that's, a pain in the ass or annoying for others. I get it. We're all doing that for each other. But there's also been like huge chapters in my life where I was a nightmare. I was just lost and scared and in pain and couldn't really do anything about it. So I was, lashing out in a million different ways. And my immediate family caught a lot of those lashes. And so love y'all. Thank you for being yourselves and for being along on this ride. And yeah, that's cool. That feels like a nice way to close this opening extravaganza up. Do a little time check. All right, cool. Good. I'm going to be done now. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for more episodes coming soon. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out through the website. It's andrewjassini.com. Or you can find me on any of the social medias, really. Just not TikTok, because that shit was crazy. I couldn't do TikTok, so I quit that. But like Facebook or Instagram, really, are the main ones. Yeah. So if you have questions or you want to connect, feel free to reach out. And yeah. All right, folks. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself and to others. And I hope that, you have a bunch of moments today or in the near future where you get to take a deep breath and really recognize how amazing and awesome you are and the wonderful impact that you have on the world, especially when you're honoring yourself, right? And you're sharing what you really have to offer with the world. And if you're in a process of learning how to do that, and sometimes it's cool and sometimes it's not, I think you deserve even more love and gratitude and appreciation, because it's not an easy thing to learn, but it gets easier and it gets cooler, I promise. But don't take my word for it. Come and find out for yourself. All right, I'm shutting up now. Love y'all, and see you a little further down the road.